Hey guys, what's up? It's Christian from SuperKamiGuru9000, and this is my review of One Piece 545. Let's get started. Okay, so the episode starts off with Jinbei and the crew that's left over from the Sun Pirates getting back to Fishman Island, and because Jinbei has become a warlord, they all got pardoned from being slaves. So they're all free, and there's this touching moment where one of them like runs to his family and he has a kid, and I don't know. It's not that I didn't like this episode. It's just some of the themes we're seeing, the fishermen being slaves and not being treated as equals. It's starting to get old to me. I don't know. I still love One Piece. I still love this arc for the most part right now. I think it's doing much better than the anime. Oh, a few people are asking me if I've read the anime. Yeah, I'm current. But I kind of glanced at the manga. Sorry, I meant to say manga earlier. I kind of glanced at the manga and, just to see what's happening in One Piece. But I always watch the anime like very strict. Like I pay a lot of attention to that. So I know what's going to happen, but I've kind of forgotten since some of that manga happened a while ago, and I like it that way. So now when I'm watching the anime, it's all sort of fresh to me. Okay, so one of the celestial dragons ends up showing up. All his crew got killed, and he came to go get all the slaves that ran away. But it doesn't really matter because they've all been pardoned. So he doesn't really have any reason to be there. And the celestial dragons are all kind of like assholes that think the world owes them everything because they're rich. And the world government and the Marines protect them. So he goes there. He doesn't have any crew left because the sea giants or sea kings like fucked up a ship. And he's like crashing there. And everyone's like, you know what? We can kill this guy and get away with it. Because we'll all just say nothing happened and it was an accident. And he's like, oh, crap. And he's like bleeding. And he's like, get me a breathing mask. I don't want to breathe the smell of the fishman. He's just being a celestial dragon. I'm going to be honest. He's like my least favorite character. All the celestial dragons are like my least favorite character in this series. And I think they're supposed to be. They're obviously supposed to be people that you're not supposed to like, or they're supposed to be obvious enemies. And that's the thing about One Piece. Usually everyone has a backstory, kind of a complicated character. But the celestial dragons are really simple. They're like, we're rich, we run things, we're the kings. And it just feels like they're pretty one-dimensional characters. I actually wish they'd get developed a little bit more, maybe give a reason why they're in charge of things just because they're money or royalty. But I'm sure we'll get to that. I mean, we got a lot left of One Piece in general before we get anywhere near to an end. So the queen jumps in and saves the celestial dragon guy before the ex-slaves can like blow him away with all their pistols and stuff. And she's pretty much pronouncing like, hey, we can't kill this guy. If we kill this guy, no one's going to respect us. They're going to just think we're thugs, murderers, and no one's going to see the fishermen as equals. And we got to protect him. And a lot of people were like, holy crap, like we really probably shouldn't protect this guy because they're all angry about being slaves and having their families broken up and all the crap that the celestial dragons has caused fishermen. And it makes sense. But as this like conversation is going on between her and the crowd, the celestial dragon like sneaks back over and grabs his gun that got knocked out of his hand earlier and like takes the queen hostage. So after she's taken hostage, her daughter starts to like cry. And she's just like, wah! And then you see like this like sonic wave, boom, 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 like go out. And then all these sea kings, boom, blow up. And anyone that knows anything about One Piece knows that these sea kings are like gigantic creatures. And scale is something that's kind of messed around with a lot on One Piece. And they are just absolutely gigantic. And they're just like eat the celestial dragon's broken up ship. And he just like freaks out and like falls back. And this is the time where we see young Vanderdecken is like, oh, I'm gonna get that girl because she's got this cool power to control the Sea Kings, and this is something that you'll probably find out more about. Wink, wink, nod, nod, and it's a cool power. I mean, think about it. That actually makes you really, really powerful if you can control the Sea Kings. So they're these gigantic creatures that can crush ships in like one move, and even if you are really strong, like Luffy or one of the admirals, they're hard to kill. They're not going to be a simple one-shot kill kind of creature. The episode ends with the queen going with the celestial dragon after they patch him up and give him a new ship. And she says, I have to go. Not you, King Neptune, because if you go, you're like the strong, beastly dude. And it's not going to be, it's symbolic-wise, it's not going to be very good if we send this strong warrior guy that could get out of any situation by beating people up. Unlike her, where she's fragile and weak, and she just has this ideology that she wants to share, and she's not got no physical way to back it up. And that's the way she wants it. And that's the way it goes. They all get on the ship, her and the celestial dragon, supposedly start negotiating for Fishman Island rights and fisherman rights. So what did I think of this episode? I do like it. It was good, but I'm just feeling like this flashback stuff is starting to get a little old. It's starting to get a little repetitive with the fishermen gaining rights and stuff. I want to see maybe a little bit about Jinbei's time as a warlord. That would be interesting. I feel like we may have one more flashback episode left because something needs to happen that hasn't happened yet. You could probably figure it out. I don't even need to make it that obvious, but I don't want to ruin it for people that are just following the anime. And, I'd give this episode I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. It was a good episode, a lot of interesting stuff, but I felt like the development is kind of like overstated at this point. We already know fishermen want rights. We already know the queen wants to, do it non-violently. And we already knew that the Sun Pirates were going to probably break up because we knew Fisherman Tiger was going to die. Things like that. But it was a good episode and a solid One Piece, and it felt like One Piece. It was really good, and I enjoyed Jinbei's backstory, and I enjoyed seeing him, let all his pirate buddies go and see them go back to their families and things like that. It was a good episode. Anyway, you guys, if you enjoyed this review, make sure to give me a big thumbs up. It always helps. It makes my videos go around YouTube, and everyone gets to see them. It's awesome. Also, if you guys want to tell me what you thought of this episode, make sure and leave your comments below. I look forward to reading them. It's very awesome. Until next time, guys, SuperKamiGuru9000, out.